내가
Thanks for tuning in this Wednesday. 2K Sports presents the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Holmgren plays at the 4 with Hartenstein at the center spot. Mitchell is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Dort in at the 3. And for Chicago, Halliburton is out there with Michael Jordan. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. Then it's Pierce. And it's KD in at the 4. Here we go. And Oklahoma City starts out with the ball. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Holmgren. Just 5 on the clock. From the arc, Dort misses. Here's Chicago. Here's Pierce. That's good, and it's Halliburton with the assist.
And when your mechanics are as strong as Pierce's, putting up a quick shot is not that hard.
Holmgren outside. Pass to Hartenstein. Now, here's Mitchell. Pierce with the steal. Here's O'Neal. Tried to fade back in there, but it's off the mark. And so it's Dort with it. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. Here's SGA. And he drops it in from the low post.
Well, that's SGA in a nutshell right there. Quickness, length, guile, finishing on the interior.
Doris, in any discussion about Lou Dort, the first topic has got to be his defense.
Kevin, I'm going to be honest, I don't think we talk about him consistently enough as a player who should and could win Defensive Player of the Year. If you are a perimeter shooter or a perimeter scorer, the last guy you want looking opposite you is Lou Dort.
Here's Dort. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Holmgren right side. Clock at 6. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And great job from Holmgren. I like when he shows confidence attacking inside.
KD, that's for 2. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. From deep. And Shaq pulls it down. Pierce with it. He's picked up by Gilgeous-Alexander. And Paul Pierce with the slam.
And the outside shooting presence helped Pierce open up a lane there.
And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Chicago ends up going with the new group. Kenrich Williams. He's checked in for the Thunder. Wiggins comes in for Dort. Here's SGA. Mitchell outside. .115 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Williams. The Thunder with another miss.
Boy, he was anticipating a little bit more defensive pressure, and that's one you think he's going to make.
Edwards with it. Now SGA defending. And Brunson gets it to go.
Really nice decision-making by Anthony Edwards. If you're going to play in the NBA, you've got to read off pick-and-roll action.
Outside, SGA unloads from 13. And it's in there.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
That's not coming with the right mentality. The defender neither closes the space nor challenges the shot. That's frustrating as a coach, boy. Oh, nice bucket. This guy's so mindful about the way he attacks.
Williams passes to Mitchell. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Chicago leading by 6. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, Kawhi Leonard might be quiet off the court, but on the court he makes a lot of noise.
Here's SGA. And Adebayo sends it back. Here's Brunson. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And so it's Chicago in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And we'll be back with you shortly. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for Chicago. So with Jordan on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Anthony Edwards out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Adebayo in at the 5 spot. Here's Wallace. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. On the wing, Wiggins. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Holmgren. And the dunk by Holmgren.
I mean, sneaky. When he moves around the floor, Holmgren takes you out of the play, slips past, and just rolls to the hoop.
Now here's Brunson. Edwards a screen on Wallace. Brunson kicks to Edwards. Fires from deep. The 3 ball from Anthony Edwards.
The work that Anthony Edwards is putting in as a shooter is there. That range shot so important. Nice three-point look right there.
Wallace. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Oklahoma City shooting their first free throws of the game. And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new grouping. O'Neal's checked in for Adebayo. Hill comes in for Leonard. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Edwards. And Donovan Mitchell subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And then for Oklahoma City, Dort comes in for Aaron Wiggins. And it's Mitchell in for Alex Caruso. The first one falls. Wallace hits 2 free throws. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Mitchell outside. Right side, Butler over Wallace. It's Butler that time on the assist by Mitchell.
Some players don't love this in-between level. Jimmy Butler making that mid-range look easy.
Outside, Dort. Pass to Holmgren. Offline with his 3. Chicago leading by 11. Here's Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell so good inside.
You've got to have inside scoring to be successful, and he's aware of that.
And DB with Mitchell out there on the court, we have one of the most dynamic players in the NBA.
And Kevin, let's not forget one of the smartest as well. Donovan Mitchell played for Quinn Snyder early. He talks often about now understanding the game at a much higher level.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
O'Neal passes to Butler. Towns for three. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Towns has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Mitchell looking it over. There's 1:26 left now here in the second. Pass to Dort. Shot clock at 3. Good on the three-point shot. Holmgren's got 5 points now this quarter.
And I love the competitive edge Holmgren plays with, coming right back with his own triple.
Shots good by Mitchell.
Well, coaches might discourage that kind of look, but he'll take it anyway.
Now, here's Mitchell. Hasn't made one yet. Holmgren outside. And the Thunder another three.
And with that threat of the outside jumper, Holmgren generates space for this offense.
And the basket by Hill.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Chicago leading by 15. Here's Mitchell. Again, Chicago.
Consistency and efficiency is where we've seen the greatest improvement from Donovan Mitchell. How comfortable is he off the bounce?
Dort passes to Wallace. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. That shot's wide open. Holmgren's got 13 points.
Oh, what a pretty feed into that basket. That's nice.
Mitchell outside. Lets it go with a three. He can't get that one to fall. That'll do it for the first half. Chicago leads by 14. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
You know what time it is. It's time for your fan half-court shot. Please direct your attention to center court. Drum roll, please. And thinking about the shot. You are so close. Give it up for the participants.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Chet Holmgren has been sensational.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Here's who Mark Daigneault is going to put out there to start the second half. Dort and Holmgren are the forwards. SGA is out there with Mitchell, and it's Hartenstein in at the 5 down low. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, following the basket by Michael Jordan. Holmgren gets the bucket.
And stretching out his shot from deep, Holmgren has developed some pretty solid range.
Jordan finds KD. Good, and it's Jordan picking up the assist. And Chicago leads by 15.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And we knew Holmgren could get up there, but wow, he put some spice on that one.
Jordan against Mitchell. Point-blank range, Jordan.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, and top man is going for the jugular.
Holmgren the pass to Hartenstein. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. Adebayo is checked in for Shaq.
Number 13, Bam Adebayo.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Here's Durant. Count that bucket. Durant's got 6.
Well, you get a sense of how locked in Kevin Durant is. The defense not going to alter his approach.
Here's SGA. Gilgeous-Alexander. Excellent touch around the rim.
Sometimes your only option is to go to the floater, and that is money.
Durant for 3. Kept alive. Pierce kicks to KD. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 9 points in the game so far.
A nice rhythm jump shot for Kevin Durant. How many of those do you think he's taken in his lifetime?
And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Chicago making a switch here. Edwards is checked in. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Wiggins is checked in. Mitchell finds Wiggins. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. A three-pointer, no good. And so Edwards will bring it up for Chicago. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. On the wing, Mitchell. Pierce covering. For 3, Holmgren. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
And playing up-tempo, pro-level ball can be hard for some guys, but Holmgren has easily made the transition. And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 6 points for him. Shot clock at 6. Mitchell passes to Hartenstein. Now here's Holmgren from the arc. And they'll get another chance.
Guys, this is what you call a generational talent. Holmgren is bound to fill up the highlight reel every night he plays.
Durant with the screen on Mitchell. For the 3. And there's KD. That's good on the assist by Halliburton.
And you can see he's found his rhythm here in the third quarter. You can just sense the uptick in confidence. Everything he puts up from long range seems to be going.
One of the great strengths in SGA's game, the ability to maintain control and finish through contact.
Edwards, good.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
And he has shown a terrific feel for how the defense is playing him and then taking advantage of that.
And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Chicago. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. We'll return shortly. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. So with Jordan on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. We've got Anthony Edwards. Durant is out there with Pierce. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Adebayo in at the center position. And Adebayo throws it down.
Second chance points kill you. It's a strength of Adebayo picking up the garbage and putting it in.
Here's against Dort, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
For the Thunder, Hartenstein, he's checked in for Williams. Chet Holmgren comes in for Aaron Wiggins. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Alex Caruso. And he gets it to go.
Now, KD, if you allow him to spot up, the easy money sniper will not miss.
Dort finds Holmgren. Takes a three. The Thunder with another miss.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Brunson fires. Again, Chicago.
Boy, what a dribble move by Brunson. Ball on a string on that drive.
And Mark Dagnall calls timeout here. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. With an almost entirely new group. O'Neal's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Towns comes in for Kevin Durant. Grant Hill, he's checked in for Pierce. And Michael Jordan subbed in for Edwards. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Got it!
Well, let's remember that at 6'6", Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can more than handle himself near the cup.
From outside, and the basket by Hill.
Yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
Gilgeous-Alexander. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
I'll tell you, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting it done inside. So crafty with his footwork and ability to get shots.
And the basket by Hill.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
And here's Brunson outside. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Dort wide open. No good on the triple. Chicago leading by 22. From deep, Brunson gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
Towns with the steal. Here's Jordan. And the rejection by Holmgren.
You have to be careful if Jeff Holmgren's around defensively. This guy's such a good shot blocker.
And Oklahoma City going with a whole new group out there. And a wide open look for Jordan. Good, and the assist goes to O'Neal.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Down low, here's Williams, and it's Williams finishing it off.
Boy, something so good about a perfectly placed lead pass. That is nice.
And Towns gets it to go.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
And there's the drive, and Towns throws it down.
Boy, you love his toughness. You can tell that this young guy cares. The game is important to Karl Anthony Towns.
On the wing, Williams. Here's Topic. That one wide left. They are enjoying a commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
That's business right there. Jalen Brunson, the catch, shoot, and on to the next play.
Here's Topic. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, I'm Kevin Harlan. We appreciate you joining us for tonight's game. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Kevin Durant.